like and subscribe. How did you find out someone had a crush on you? I was giving him a ride home from a work function and he jokingly brought up that our boss had mentioned the policy on coworkers dating because we came to the event together, but he thought he didn't have a chance in hell with me, his words. So that policy didn't matter. Well, I also had a crush on him, so it mattered very much. LMFAO. We're married now. This is me, but I always wake up after. She left her phone number on my car windshield randomly. My wife didn't find it very amusing. She literally stopped me as I was passing by with my friends and asked me if I remember us looking at each other at McDonald's. When I added her as friend on Facebook, her first message was finally, "I would like someone with that enthusiasm." She sent me an email with pornographic photos with our heads pasted on them. She had been an internet friend that I had no romantic interest in and never flirted with. She never flirted with me either so far as I could tell. We had talked for about 3 years, almost daily, but always platonic stuff. She was quite a bit older than me, and while I never told her this, I looked at her more like a fun aunt. I got a girlfriend, and when I told her she absolutely flipped out. Cussed me up one side and down the other. Told me I had broken her heart. On and on and on. I was stunned. I apologized and told her I had just seen us as friends and hadn't meant to make her think it was anything more than that. That's when the porn photos started showing up. And creepy this could have been us messages. I blocked her on everything, which was like 2 things, because this was 20 years ago. About a year ago I got curious and looked up her name. She ran for and won a small government position in her hometown about 3 years back. Found some newspaper articles and discovered a few things. 1. She had been married for 30 years. She had claimed to be single when we talked. 2. I had been 19 when we started talking. She had claimed to be 30. She had actually been 42. 3. She had kids that are older than me. Yo, this is ed up. So *THIS* is the kind of person I was warned about when using the internet in the early 2000s. So vertical bar. I briefly danced with a girl at a HS dance before she told me one song was enough and went to the restroom. A few weeks later a mutual friend asked what I thought about her. I said that she was nice and cute, but she was obviously not into based on the dance. He told me to give it another shot. I asked her out later that day and we ended up dating for about a year. Was it a good year? She was a colleague who had heard I was leaving town. I was not only going to be away for 2 weeks, and she took her chance by kissing me after we bumped into each other at a nightclub. It was a rare night off work for me. It is now 16 years and 3 kids later. So it worked out well for the both of us. I realized she sent me nudes because she wanted me to see her naked, not because she wanted to discuss photography. I found this out 15 years later. Edit, I had it confirmed when we were speaking about our friendship. Wow, out of all the stories about men being clueless to signs, this is one of the worst. Or best. I was pretty sure my friend's little sister had a crush on me when she started following me around like a lost puppy. Then she randomly started calling me by my first and middle name. Then she found out my birthday from someone and started telling me our age difference. It was kind of cute until she decided she should tell her friends that we were dating. We were not dating. I had a nice conversation with her letting her know that her crush was flattering, but she was way too young for me and that she needed to stop telling people that we were dating since it was not true and could get me in a lot of trouble. In true typical teenager logic, she said that her parents wouldn't have a problem with it and I could date her if I wanted to. It was weird. I asked her out and she said she was a lesbian and I was crushed, but I respected it. Found out later from a mutual friend that she was lying, actually liked me too, and she quote, said it wasn't in the plan for me to ask her yet. The mutual friend essentially said, dodge that bullet while you still have a chance. Edit. For those who have been asking, this was in first year of university. I saw her around campus fairly regularly after that, and she never approached me about it, and the mutual friend had a massive falling out with her for some reason or another, and then we grew apart as the years went on. Very anticlimactic, I know, but what are you going to do? Edit 2. My problem with it was indeed the lying right from the start, no matter what plan she had. I did question said mutual friend to give her the benefit of the doubt regarding her sexuality. It can be complicated, but they were very insistent, and I had no reason to doubt the mutual as they had never lied to me before or after. Yeah, don't date her. She called me and asked why I had never asked her out on a date. She knew I was interested because I had told some friends that I was, and they had told her. The reason I had noticed, because her brother and I were friends before I met her. When she called I told her I'd be thrilled to take her out, but I wanted to make sure it was cool with her brother first. He was cool with it, and when I've been together 18 years now. Dating a friend's sister could have turned out bad though tbh. The old asking her brother if it's okay to bang his sister. Asked her out, she accepted and then told me she had a crush on me for some time. Sometimes you just got to go for it. You lose some, you win some. You win some, you lose most. Applies to life in general. Lol. I remember in middle school getting a note in my locker that only said, "Would you like to go out?" I saw it and was very confused. Like weeks later this random guy from one of my classes came up to me and asked if I had an answer to his note. There was no name on the note, and looking back he must have been more nervous, but I barely knew him, and I just said, "No, sorry," and kinda bowed my head a little, and walked away as quick as possible. Oh, the stupid we do when we are young. A girl from one of my courses asked me if I wanted to bake cookies with her. I, a professional dumbass, was like, sure, I like cookies. A friend informed me that I had just agreed to a date. It was okay. The cookies were pretty good. The same way any man learns, her saying, "Hey, dummy, I like you. When are you going to ask me out on a date?" When Sheila's resting her head on your shoulder and you say, "If you're tired I can let you sleep in my bed and I'll sleep on the couch." And she says, "God, yeah, so I'm dense." Usually they tell me like 20 years later, which helped teenage me immensely. Woke up to her cuddling with me after a house party. Edit. We are friends of 10 years or more, drunk at a house party. She found me asleep and didn't want to risk driving, so she did the only thing she could think of. We were together for 3 years after that party, still friends too. Yeah, that still wouldn't have made me sure she liked me. Let's reverse the roles here and ask if we still think it's wholesome. They waited until they no longer had a crush on me and then told me that they used to have a crush on me. Sometimes people just say that to cover for the fact that they still have a crush on you. I opened my high school yearbook from my sophomore year and found a message from a friend that we should hang out together and included her phone number. I only found it 18 years later, and I feel horrible that I didn't see it because it probably made me look like an and hurt her feelings. I used to work in a call center, hell on earth, do not recommend, which had those old high wild cubicles in which you could isolate yourself if you lean forward enough and not see anything around you. One day I'm on a call and I'm super focused, leaning forward, staring at my screen. You get the picture. Now at the time I had really long hair, waist length-ish, so I was pretty used to it getting caught in stuff. As I'm chatting away I feel as though my hair is being tugged very lightly. No biggie, it happens often, and because of the walls of my cubicle I can't really see anything in my peripherals. After a while the sensation grows and starts to become distracting, so I glance over my shoulder, and what do I see? My good friend and co-worker, or so I thought, sniffing/kissing a lock of my hair. I was so stunned I couldn't even react. This mofo was in full weeb mode. It was exactly like something you'd see in an anime. I don't know how to explain this more accurately. Long story short, he confessed during lunch break. I rejected him, and he went on a ra/naseguy's rampage for the next 6 months that I remained in the company. I still feel like remembering this. OMG. No, that is not appropriate at work or off work. WTF is wrong with the guy? Honestly, I would have reported that. I had to be told due to my inability to pick up on any sign/signal whatever. I had absolutely no idea that she liked me. Way too much risk when you read it wrong. But I dropped so many hints I don't understand. Guaranteed, half the hints were so subtle that they didn't even register. The other half were just confusing enough that we didn't respond out of fear of being wrong. Ladies, you all need a course on how to drop the handkerchief because your hints, or whatever, aren't landing. My now husband and I were long distance acquaintances at the time. He liked or commented on almost every social media post I had, sends me memes or a link to a song he likes, waits for about half an hour before dropping a hi every time I come online. He told me he did this so he won't come off as stalkery. And unless he was super busy, never was the first to end a chat. This went on for 8 months before he finally said out loud he had a crush on me. I thought he was just being a chatty nerd like me. Edit, spelling. Her friend told me I'm in oblivious, so it was lucky for me, haha. When they broke things off with their fiancé because they had feelings for me, I was horrified. Jim, is that you? I was on a skating rink and there were a couple of girls hanging out by the benches, and one of them screams to me as I roll by that the other one likes me. I didn't react to it to save the girl any more embarrassment as she was practically hiding. IDK bro, yeah, I was supposed to go up to make her feel embarrassed. I saw the prophecies in the flames. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.